I believe we are gaining some headway. Welcome to a push topic outline video. Today we are discussing the development of a two-party system. So America has always operated in this two-party system. And yeah, we've had other parties sometimes, but we've always had two major parts, and they weren't always the same party, as we're going to be talking about and analyzing through American history. Oftentimes, these are not the same party, and their philosophies change throughout the years. So, first we are going to talk about Hamiltonians and Jeffersonians. As a lead up to our first two parties. So, after the United States Congress completed its first task of creating a Bill of Rights, it turned its attention to the issue of financing the new government. President George Washington appointed Alexander Hamilton as the Treasury Secretary, and Hamilton took it upon himself to develop an economic structure for the United States that would give the public confidence in the government's financial affairs. As he formulated his plan, Hamilton used loose interpretation of the Constitution, believing that what the Constitution did not specifically forbid, it allowed. He also believed that a strong central government was critical to encourage commerce and industry and to prevent chaos within Americans' borders. This perspective shaped his fiscal plan. So, first off, loose interpretation. Of Constitution. Believing that, hey, if this Constitution did not expressly forbid an issue, it was allowed. So, the Jeffersonians, on the other hand, had a strict interpretation. Of Constitution. Like I said before, political ideologies will change, and we'll see that change in motion a little later. Hamilton's proposal, titled the First Report on the Public Credit, declared that the federal government would assume the debts of the individual states. Each of the 13 states had amassed significant debt as they fought for freedom from Britain. Hamilton believed that assuming these debts would not only give the public confidence in the federal government, but would also emotionally bind them to the government out of a sense of loyalty and gratitude. Adopting the state's debt would cost the federal government around $21.5 million, an awesome, a big sum of the time. So this is all to say his whole goal is, from amassing all of this debt, is to create some kind of united sense, some kind of loyalty. Okay. Hamilton, and the capital moved to Washington, D.C. The second element of Hamilton's plan was to assume the Confederation's debts at par, which meant that interest would be included when the debt was paid. A sum more than $54 million. Hamilton wanted to assume the states and the Confederation's debts because he felt like a national debt would give citizens unity and a sense of respect. So, economic more united consumes all debt. Consumes all debt for a more united key. The third part of his plan was to create a national bank. That was very important for Hamilton. So Hamilton modeled his national bank after the Bank of England, which provided a strong federal institution that printed and circulated paper money while giving the government a repository for excess funds. Hamilton believed that a national bank was necessary to implement the Constitution's decree that the government collect taxes, pay debts, and regulate trade. So, as we wrap up, um, talking about Hamiltonians and Jeffersonians, as we laid out Hamilton's plans, I want you to look at his powers in the Constitution. This is what's referred to as loose interpretation of the Constitution. See you guys later.